We believe that power and wealth equate to freedom, yet Epictetus, a former slave, challenges this belief. Stripped of money, power, and status, he discovered an untouchable form of freedom. His life of poverty, torture, and exile seemed bleak, but it birthed a philosophy that transcends time. Epictetus teaches that freedom is found not in external circumstances, but within. His teachings guide us in reclaiming control over our own minds, regardless of external hardships. So let's start with our first one, which is mastering control. Picture a world where everything seems outside of your control. Your job, relationships, and even your future. This feeling is suffocating, yet Epictetus reminds us that true power lies within. The moment we differentiate between what we can and cannot control, we reclaim our strength. An athlete doesn't control the weather, the opponent, or even the coach's decisions, but they control their attitude and effort. The pivotal shift happens when we focus solely on what's within our grasp, our actions, reactions, and mindset. This realization transforms perceived limitations into liberating opportunities. The struggle begins when we misplace our energy, obsessing over things beyond us. The lesson? Freedom starts with relinquishing control over the uncontrollable. As the Serenity Prayer emphasizes, wisdom lies in knowing this difference. Imagine directing your energy only toward what you can influence. How would life change? The answer isn't just freedom, it's peace. This is the first step to mastering control and thus mastering yourself. Second, freedom from opinions. In today's noisy world, everyone demands we have an opinion about everything. But Epictetus shows us the path to freedom lies in fewer opinions, not more. Imagine freeing yourself from the weight of unnecessary judgments. The endless social media debates, constant complaints about the state of the world. None of it is within our control, and yet it drains us. Epictetus warns that strong opinions trap us in misery. What if, instead, we practice the art of letting go? It's not things that upset us, but our judgments about things, Epictetus famously said. The transformative moment comes when we decide, do we need an opinion on this? By choosing silence over unnecessary opinions, we free ourselves from endless frustration. Focus on what truly matters, and watch how much lighter life becomes. The fewer opinions we carry, the more room we have for peace. This is the second key to freedom, letting go of the noise. Third, power and simplicity. Imagine a man with no money, no power, yet freer than the wealthiest of emperors. That was Epictetus, a slave who saw wealthy Romans enslaved by their own desires. They chased after power, comfort, and status, but in their pursuit, they lost control over their own lives. Epictetus realized that true freedom came from needing less, not more. He chose simplicity over luxury and discovered a calm confidence that no amount of money could buy. He teaches us that anxiety often comes from wanting what we don't have. What if we were content with less? It may be better to starve in a calm state of mind than to live anxiously amidst abundance, he observed. In a world obsessed with more, Epictetus urges us to step back and see how little we truly need to be free. By embracing simplicity, we reclaim our lives from the endless chase for more. That's true power. Fourth, acting your role. Life is a play, and we don't get to choose our role. Epictetus teaches that while we can't control the part we're given, we can control how we perform it. Picture an actor on stage. Every element is beyond their control, yet they can still deliver a stunning performance. This is the essence of freedom. We don't choose our family, the time we're born into, or many of the challenges we face. However, we do control how we face these challenges. Epictetus didn't choose slavery, but he did choose to live virtuously despite it. The pivotal moment comes when we stop wishing for a different life and start embracing the one we have. Your job is to put on a splendid performance, Epictetus said, reminding us that real freedom is about owning our role and playing it well. When we accept this, life's difficulties become opportunities to shine, not burdens. Perform your role with excellence, no matter the script. Fifth, the handle you choose. Every challenge we face presents two handles, one of opportunity and one of burden. Epictetus teaches us to choose the handle that leads to growth. Picture a frustrating relationship with a sibling or coworker. One handle is seeing only the difficulty, the frustration. The other is seeing it as a chance to grow in patience and understanding. Which handle do you grab? Epictetus tells us that every situation has this choice. Focus on what's taken from us or what we can gain. The moment of transformation comes when we shift our perspective. Marcus Aurelius took this to heart, thanking the gods for a difficult brother because it made him a better person. Life circumstances don't change, but our response to them does. The key to freedom is in this choice, how we frame the challenges we face. Will you grab the handle of despair or the handle of growth? The choice is always yours. Sixth, run your own race. In a world driven by competition, Epictetus teaches us to step out of the race and focus on our own path. Imagine constantly measuring your success against others. It's exhausting and disheartening. Epictetus asks, why compete in a race where others set the terms? Instead, he advises us to focus on self-improvement, a race where we control the outcome. This is freedom, not worrying about others, but dedicating ourselves to becoming better each day. The pivotal shift happens when we stop competing for external validation and start focusing on internal growth. You'll always win if you only enter competitions where winning is up to you, he says. Stop chasing what others have and focus on what only you can offer. True freedom lies in running your own race, free from the expectations and judgments of others. What can you accomplish when you stop looking around and start looking within? Seventh, embrace adversity. Life is full of challenges. None of us are free from adversity. Epictetus faced enslavement. Marcus Aurelius ruled during floods, plagues, and war. Both men understood that we cannot escape hardship, but we are free to embrace it. Epictetus viewed adversity as a strong sparring partner that sharpens our abilities. The key to freedom is not in avoiding difficulty, but in growing from it. Picture a boxer in the ring. Without resistance, they never improve. Life's struggles are sparring partners, and through them, we develop strength, resilience, and character. The turning point comes when we stop asking, why me? And start asking, what can I learn? Resistance is the path to greatness, and freedom lies in accepting the fight. We may not control the obstacles in our path, but we always control how we face them. True freedom is in transforming adversity into an opportunity for growth, becoming stronger with each hit we take. Eighth, freedom and acceptance. We often waste energy wishing the world were different, but Epictetus teaches the freedom of accepting things as they are. Imagine missing a flight, losing a job, or facing a personal setback. Instead of resisting these events, Epictetus asks us to embrace them. You are not free to demand things to go your way, he says, but you are free to wish for things to be the way they are. This shift in mindset turns frustration into peace. Instead of wishing the rain hadn't canceled the game, appreciate the unexpected time at home. The transformative moment happens when we stop fighting reality and start working within it. Acceptance is not resignation. It's recognizing that by accepting circumstances, we unlock the freedom to focus on what we can do next. The world won't bend to our will, but we can bend our attitude toward the world. In this acceptance, we find true inner freedom. Ninth, overcoming physical limitations. Epictetus was crippled, a permanent reminder of his master's cruelty, yet he never let it define him. He teaches us that while our bodies may face limitations, our minds remain free. Consider athletes who compete in the Paralympics. Though some have lost limbs, they achieve feats many able-bodied people cannot. This is Epictetus' lesson. Physical limitations are only obstacles if we let them be. Lameness is an impediment to the body, not the mind, he said. We may not control what happens to our bodies, but we always control how we respond. This moment of realization that our spirit is untouchable frees us from self-pity and bitterness. Epictetus didn't dwell on his injury, nor did he let it slow him down. We are not defined by our physical abilities, but by our mindset. When life tries to limit us, we choose whether to break or rise. Freedom lies in refusing to let external circumstances imprison our spirit. 10th, finding freedom in mortality. Death is the ultimate equalizer, an inescapable truth for all. Yet Epictetus found freedom in contemplating mortality. He reminds us that death is not something to fear, but to accept. Set before your eyes everyday death and exile, he said. urging us to embrace life's fragility as a source of clarity. Imagine how trivial our daily worries would seem if we kept death in mind. The key transformation happens when we shift from fearing death to using it as a reminder to live fully. With the knowledge of death comes urgency and focus. What truly matters becomes clear. Epictetus teaches that we are free to let this perspective guide our choices. Instead of fearing the inevitable, we can find freedom in accepting it and letting it motivate us. Mortality doesn't imprison us. It frees us to live with purpose, clarity, and courage. In embracing death, we unlock the freedom to live without fear. Epictetus' life and philosophy teach us that freedom is not found in external circumstances, but within our own minds. Through these lessons, we've explored how to reclaim control by mastering what's within our reach, letting go of unnecessary opinions, embracing adversity, and accepting the world as it is. True freedom lies not in escaping life's challenges, but in transforming them into opportunities for growth. By understanding our limitations and focusing on what we can control, we free ourselves from fear, frustration, and doubt. Epictetus shows us that the key to freedom is not in changing the world, but in changing ourselves. And you may want more content like this to transform your life, so please subscribe to our channel, and if you like this content, just hit that like button.